Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Women may see you outside of their league. Now, I had a little bit extra time before I went to the gym, so I was doing a bit of surfing. And y'all know me. If I'm doing some surfing on YouTube or something, I actually stay out of the Black Manosphere. I was like, look, I want to see what else is going on. I'm like one of those people. I'm like, shoot, let me see what else is going on in the world. Plus, I be scouting out stuff anyway to figure out where to take the channel or new things to get into. I get kind of bored doing the same thing, right? So I found some video about women. It was like a skit about this woman. She was like, had all these issues because, she met this dude she knew before, and he was flirting with her, and she didn't know what to do, right? She didn't know what to do because she was like, he's fine and stuff, and she was average looking, right? But that was he presented it funny, and the link is in the description box. But what I find interesting is that's actually a normal thing. That is actually a normal thing. A lot of dudes are so busy putting a woman up on a pedestal that they don't realize these women in a way put men on a pedestal, right? And they also don't realize these women really do check out a man's looks, and they get turned out by a guy's looks. That's why a lot of times, and I've told my private folks this, I said, if you take an honest look at the men who are getting the most sex, an honest look, right? It's not the very attractive dude. It's not the like really conspicuously good looking dudes. Now they get attention. Let me get that straight. They get attention. They get likes on Instagram. They get followers. Women checking them out, drooling from a distance. But it's a long way from a woman looking at a man to actually hooking up with him. Because if y'all paying attention to recent videos I did, most women, the overwhelming majority of women will not approach a man. At best, most of them will give signals. They'll give some type of signal. And here's something deep for you. They can still look at that man, think he fine, and still don't even give a signal. And it could be everything. They might just look at him and say, oh yeah, he's fine, wow. And then go on and do what they were doing. Sometimes women I've seen women get frozen with him, right? And here's the thing. Here's the thing. In my lifetime, I've known several very attractive women who have some guy and they going crazy on them, don't know what to say or do with it. Like when I say very attractive, I'm saying like a couple of them were dimes. There ain't that many dimes. So a couple of them were dimes. More of them were like nines, and even more were eights. Like some very attractive women. Y'all have to realize that it's like these women ain't just like, oh, I'm so gorgeous. Oh, if I walk up to this man, shoot, they worried about rejection too. And plus, with a lot of very attractive women really don't know they're attractive. It's usually the women who are rated as a 5 or a 6 who think they all that, whereas the 9 or 10 might actually be kind of humble. So if they humble and they might just think, oh yeah, I'm average looking, they'll see that guy and they might get nervous. In fact, one of the things they brought out in that skit was, and a lot of women in the comments said it, it's like if they see a fine dude trying to talk to them, they automatically think he a player or something, or what's up? They think he trying to get over. And I haven't told a story in a while, right? I remember I was at this gym. It was a university gym at American University, right? And I remember I saw this nice young lady, right? Nice young lady. And Rom being Rom, I wasn't going to hesitate. I was like, hey, how you doing? All that stuff and all that, right? Now, it's ironic that me and this woman would eventually go on to live together and all that stuff, right? Well, when I first met her, she told me, because I was approaching her, and, what is it about me that he would approach? She was like, oh, he must be a player. Right? So she looking at me a different way. Now, see, you get a lot of women, if they look at a guy a certain way, women are funny. if they think the guy is attractive or something and he approached them, they automatically, a lot of them thinking something wrong. They ain't conceited. I know we got some women out here who are conceited, but if you look at most women are not like some diva or something. Most of them, even some very attractive ones, they just ordinary women trying to survive too, right? So, and I'm saying this because you get a lot of men out there who can't figure it out with the women. They'll say, well, people tell me I'm good looking. Well, hold up. I'm in shape. I hit the gym all the time, right? You know, I'm stylish. I mean, they clean. They all the stuff that any competent dating coach tell them they need to be. You know, they got the image down pat. But there's that one factor is the woman. And it depends on, no matter how you might think she is like the most gorgeous woman in the world. But if she don't think she the most gorgeous woman, that's where the issue comes in. Right? That's where the issue comes in. So she might look at you at another level. Right? That's why I said, look, this is why I said, and I've told guys this several times, the guys who get the most sex are usually average looking with maybe an above average body. That's the sweet spot right there. Why? Because let me put it like this. Because you get a group of guys out there, like some incels feel like, you know, if a guy is a quote unquote Chad or even above that, a slayer, right? Oh, they just got a harem or something. It's like, no. Guys like that usually, like those guys really at the top, usually they'll get one very attractive girlfriend. Sometimes there's a phenomenon of guys who, like men and women, heterosexual men will look at them and say, wait a minute, why that dude with her? Right? So, but whatever the case, usually it's a situation of, you know, they ain't messing around too much. That's because a lot of women going to be intimidated. So usually and I've said this before, and some troll tried to challenge, but he didn't understand, he didn't really get it, right? You know, if a woman is approached by a very good looking man, right? Real fine. And then she approached by, whatchamacallit, right? She's approached by, wait a minute. All right. She approached by like a more average looking man, like decent though. They ain't like bone ugly. And, you know, I said that average looking man went out. But see, the guy didn't understand. He was thinking, automatically. It's like, no. Because the woman would look, typically, depending on where she at, she will look at the other guys like, why? What's up with him? Oh, he got about 15 other women and all of that. Whereas she'll feel more comfortable with the average looking guy as long as he has a good conversation. Because a key thing with a woman is her comfort. And I talk about that in my book, Sexual Chemistry. She need to feel comfortable if you step to her. So she might not feel comfortable with the guy who's real good looking. In fact, one thing with real good looking men, they really need to kind of let the woman choose them, especially more so than because the women, they not going to trust the dude's motives, or they're going to think something wrong with him, right? But see, if an average looking guy approach him, they'd be like, oh, okay. As long as he's decent, they're more receptive than they ain't on their guard. So he can get past the defenses a little bit quicker and easier, right? So that's why, you know, the average looking guy, because they looking at the very attractive guy and they thinking, oh, that might be out of my league. You know? And that's most of these women. They ain't a bunch of like dimes walking around. There's not a bunch of dimes walking around. Now I hear some people, I said that on another video, they say, well, what about in California? Well, all these women from all the dimes from all over the country might think they can make it in Hollywood. Right. Plus, I think having been out there, it's more of a culture where people going to do a better job in staying in shape. But we talking rest of the country. Most of us don't live in California. Right. So that's the understanding. I'm just saying this for some guys. That's one of the things. Like, you might have everything together and the woman's still tripping, but understand, a lot of these women are insecure out here. In fact, that's why I think that TV show Insecure is so popular. Because the reality is most of these women, even some dimes, are insecure. So if if they look at you, they might think, oh, he won't mess with me, or he just gonna dog me. He got 15 other girlfriends. Meanwhile, that average looking dude who they think, oh, they'll think, oh, he ain't got that much. So I'm gonna mess with him. And that's actually part of the reason why you will see a very attractive woman with an average guy, because they think, oh, he ain't gonna cheat. It's just like if a guy say, I don't leave these dimes alone. I'm gonna get me this overweight woman who's a little homely. And I've actually seen some guys say that. They think, oh, she ain't gonna cheat and do all that. It was like, 15 other dudes thought the same thing, so she got a harem. So then that might be something I'll talk about on another video. So anyway, right? Check out that video I was talking about. The link is in the description box, but just keep that in mind. Women got a lot of anxiety out here. So some of y'all might be causing that anxiety in a woman. So anyway, right? I'll talk to you later. Peace and blessings.